Let's talk about nouns. All clauses are made up of a subject, noun or pronoun, and a verb. It is important to know where the noun is in a sentence. A noun could be the subject, or it could just be another part of the sentence. Our goals today are I can identify nouns in a sentence, I can determine the difference between abstract and concrete nouns, and I can determine the difference between common and proper nouns. For a text connection, check out the story Two Kinds in our My Perspectives workbooks. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Pause this slide a second and read through some of my many examples. Here are some example sentences. Pay attention to the nouns in red. My mother believed you could be anything you wanted to be in America. Mother is a noun that's a person. America is a noun that's a place. Second sentence. You could open a restaurant. Restaurant is a noun that's a place. Third sentence. You could work for the government and get good retirement. In that sentence, government is a thing or idea. Retirement is also a thing or idea. Fourth sentence. You could buy a house with almost no money down. House is a place, and money is a thing. Can you find the nouns in the following sentences? Remember that a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Take a second to pause the video and see if you can find them. Here we go. In the first sentence, 3 days after watching the Ed Sullivan Show, my mother told me what my schedule would be for piano lessons and piano practice. There are lots of nouns in this sentence, but I underlined 3 of them for you. Days, the Ed Sullivan Show, and mother. You also could have had schedule, lessons, and practice. In the second sentence, she had talked to Mr. Chong, who's a person, who lived on the first floor of our apartment building. Mr. Chong was a retired piano teacher, and my mother had traded house cleaning services for weekly lessons. Again, all of these underlined words are people, places, things, or ideas. There are several categories of nouns. One is concrete versus abstract. A concrete noun refers to a physical object in the real world, something you can reach out and touch. For example, book, desk, chair, pencil, stapler, trees, all of these things are things you could interact with. An abstract noun refers to an idea or concept that does not exist in the real world, and therefore cannot be touched. So these examples could be freedom, stress, sadness, joy, hope, or permission. One thing I like to think of is if you think of the American eagle, which is a bird that could be a concrete noun. You could trap it in a cage or take a picture of it. But the eagle represents freedom, which is an abstract noun. But freedom, you can't put in a cage. You can't put it in a jar or hold it in your hands. It is a big idea. So there's concrete versus abstract. Here are some more examples of concrete and abstract nouns. Notice my typo there. I should fix that later. If you want, you can take a second to pause the video and read through these examples. Another category of nouns is common versus proper nouns. A common noun is a generic name for one item in a class or group. For example, teacher, student, city, country, character, actress, flowers, table, books, cup, Can you tell I'm just naming things around me? Anyway, a proper noun names a specific or precise noun and must be capitalized. Also, it should be a, not an. For example, Mr. Chong, Amy, New York City, China, Cinderella, and Shirley Temple. Here are some more examples of common versus proper nouns. To review, nouns are people, places, things, and ideas in a sentence. Nouns can either be abstract or concrete. They can also be either common or proper. All proper nouns must be capitalized. As a review, here were our learning targets. Hopefully, you can now identify a noun in the sentence, determine the difference between abstract and concrete nouns, and determine the difference between common and proper nouns. Thank you for listening.